the most amazing, beautiful, sexy, smart, intelligent woman I ever met in my life.
It was like one small, tiny, itsy bitsy incident with Rye and one of Andy's friends, but it was nothing.
It's all the whole Remy and Pap situation. None of it was true.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been open in all my relationships that I've had. All of them. I mean, I probably have 4 boyfriends online so far.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support.
We need to speak about Papoose and Remy Ma because Papoose is keeping this guy prisoner and Pap is nearly crying for a divorce. But Remy refuses to let him go. Things have gotten so terrible that Claressa Shields is willing to enter the ring and offer her some perspective. But let's be honest, this isn't just about love. Pap is rumored to be in quest of the alimony bag. Yes, the same Pap who held Remy hostage for years, kept her reputation intact, and was the ideal of a loyal spouse. Now that she's out here, getting her own luggage and making friends with ease, the question remains, why is the captain, who has already replaced her with 2 younger ladies, now behaving as if Pat is hers? That is exactly why. Claressa Shields recently shared a birthday greeting on Instagram, which had everyone talking. Claressa has been openly declaring her feelings for Pat and informing him that she has his backing. Happy birthday, King Pap. You are very special, and I am grateful for your life, music, knowledge, and commitment. May God continue to bless you richly. More years and quicker hands because you're receiving all of your birthday punches today, Poppy. Oh, it is Poppy now. And it's not just a happy birthday, she also smacked him with the love you too. If that wasn't a clear shot at Remy, I don't know what is. But this isn't just a cute little birthday post, it was a warning since Remy has been. Pap has been delaying this divorce for months, but now that he has the attention of other ladies, she refuses to let go. Let us examine why this is more than just a breakup. Initially, Remy had no issues stepping out in public with ease, and the block captain made it clear that she had moved on. But now that Pap is doing his thing, she's. The money situation is even more confusing since Papoose put everything on hold for Remy, who kept her in jail while ensuring she had an excellent job ready for her when she was freed. However, now that she is out here securing her checks, does she really want to sign that paperwork knowing that Pap may come after a portion of her alimony? Because let's face it, if Pap files for spousal support, Remy's pocketbook will suffer, and Claressa Shields isn't just watching from afar. She's ready to throw hands if necessary. If Remy feels she can continue playing ping pong while entertaining other guys, she may need to face Claressa first. The real issue now is whether Remy holds on because she still loves Pap, or is she simply attempting to protect her money? In any event, Pap is getting affection from women who actually care about him, and Remy may be understanding she has deceived him. Let's not even talk about the block captain's delicate condition, since he isn't even glancing back at Remy. Claressa Shields is putting her heart in danger, standing 10 toes down for Pap, but the real question is why he is still legally wedded to a marriage he doesn't want, because Remy Ma is clutching those divorce papers like they were the last food on the earth. And it isn't because Pap hasn't attempted to get out. Rumor has it that Pap has been demanding this divorce for months, if not years, but Remy refuses to sign off. And don't pretend like this is anything new. It's not just guesswork. You guys remember when Remy got extremely dirty and exposed those text exchanges between Pap and Claressa? The tea was on fire, and Claressa was clearly furious about the situation. She wasn't holding back either, and she immediately questioned Pap for not allowing. She told him that he was the one who was still legally married, not her, and I quote, "You are the one who is married if you can't at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person. It shouldn't be a big deal to let me know that you made it home safely. Now tell me that doesn't sound like a woman who's fed up. Sis was being real. She wants her man, but she's tired, and she wants to be with him." Remy felt like a side dish when she was supposed to be the main entree, but she wasn't done yet. She went on to accuse Papa of threatening to call the police on her, hinting that she had audio recordings of him being aggressive. Papa was not going to let it go, of course, but the real kicker came when he returned and stated, Remy's main motive for behaving out is because she is furious that he has moved on. Let's not pretend we didn't observe Remy's behavior around Christmas 2023. She was mocked by Easy the block captain and made no attempt to disguise it. She also went all over the rap battle when she basically claimed she was in love with him. The real issue is, how do you go on? Telling everyone you're in love with a new guy but refusing to let Pap go makes no logical sense. If it's that easy, the block captain has already replaced her with 2 younger women. So why is she still hanging on to Pap like a lifeline? At this stage, it is not about. Control is essential in love.
I'm only going to dress this at one time. Since y'all want to be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? See, right there, that's the punchline.
If you thought things were chaotic before, prepare yourselves because they are about to get much crazier. Wilder, Claressa, Shields, and Papoose are out here seeking crucial couple objectives, such as the type of love that makes others look down on their relationships and question how committed they are. Valentine's Day, in particular, erased everything these two had done. During their romantic trip in Hawaii, Pap focused on business while Claressa tended to their hearts. In Hawaii, Pap launched the first Hawaii Fest because, as you all know, he is always talking about his bad, even when he is on vacation. Instead of keeping it quiet, he took to threads to explain precisely what happened. The performance was fantastic, with many celebrities attending, and this year we shattered records. Okay, go ahead and speak about Mr. Pap. Although it seemed a little cliched, he was out here securing his money while Claressa was ensuring their love by ensuring the romance continued while he was making boss moves. She posted the loveliest video of herself singing to him on the beach, including the iconic line, "Just the two of us, we can make it if we try." Even though you could sense the love and the vibe was pure and unfiltered, you knew detractors were watching Claressa and Pap as they enjoyed their relationship. By haters, we mean a specific individual who refuses to give up her last name.
We can make it if we try. Just the two.
Oh, but wait on, this narrative has just taken a completely unexpected turn because when Papoose and Claressa Shields were out here living their grandest tropical romance, an even more crucial event was set to take place in Hawaii. According to rumors, Pap had planned this vacation for a long time, and it was more than simply resting, it was also about producing. Official yes, you did hear that. To pop the question to Claressa on Valentine's Day, Pap allegedly planned to finish his divorce from Remy before this trip. Hawaii, the sea breeze, the stunning sunset, and the person he loves the most standing in front of him. Could you not see the ring flashing in the moonlight? Would have been memorable, but guess who interrupted to ruin the whole event? True, Remy Mestimis, "I'm done with Papa" wasn't actually done at all. Rather than letting go and moving on, she seemed to have been prolonging the divorce papers as if her life depended on it. Why is this occurring when things aren't going as expected? She recognized that letting Pap leave could have been a mistake, and it doesn't help that she's been seeing Pap provide Claressa the same love and support that she used to get. As you can see, it is really getting to her. Not to add that Pap used to be Remy's strongest backer. Now that she is dating Easy the block captain, she wants to be tough. He is currently providing Claressa the same energy that he did while she was imprisoned, preserving her name and ensuring that no one forgets who she was. Remember how Pap performed for Claressa when she entered the boxing ring? It wasn't just encouragement, it was a proclamation of a whole new level of love and devotion, which witnessing him come showed. Strutting about for a different lady, oh, Remy had a feeling about it.
And I'm a trained killer. Which, really, like, fuck boxer. I'm a trained killer. So it'd be like, they be talking about these girls, and it's like, I don't come on 30-second fights. 30 seconds? I don't wear your ass out. Listen, you give me 3 minutes with any of them girls, it's gonna be bad. 2 minutes, it's gonna be bad. That's why I be like, what the hell?
Yeah, y'all see what's going on? About to get ugly.
About to get real ugly, not for me.
However, let us have a real discussion about it since this is more than simply a broken relationship or thoughts of anger against an ex. Something about Remy's unwillingness to sign the divorce papers screams, "What are you terrified of?" And the streets are now speculating that this has nothing to do with sentiments and everything to do with money. Understanding how divorce law works, you already know that things may turn sticky soon since, let's face it, Pap was the one who held everything together for years. When a marriage dissolves, particularly when there is a considerable financial disparity, the courts do not just hand out free passes, they weigh all relevant considerations. The salary discrepancy persisted for 5 years following the couple's marriage. Pap continued to make significant contributions throughout the marriage, and Remy's career took off after she left. But let us go back in time. They weren't simply together for 11 years. They were committed for 19 years. They started dating in 2004, married in 2008, and their marriage is now officially over. In 2023, but it wasn't just any wedding, they married over the phone when Remy was jailed in 2008, which is commitment on a whole other level. Remy was sentenced to jail in 2008, and Pap stood at her side the whole time. He waited for 6 years, and when she was finally freed and for a time, it appeared like the perfect fairy tale. But Remy's commitment would come at a high cost. In 2014, he didn't skip a beat and stayed there. They honored their love in 2015 with a fully broadcast wedding ceremony because the guy wanted the whole world to know he was writing for her. In 2018, they welcomed their daughter, Reminisce Mackenzie. Pat's request for alimony may require her to pay for all of the years he sacrificed for her, which is why she is waiting. Instead of protecting the marriage, she is keeping the bag, since she would not be hanging onto it if Pap did not have any rights.
It's amazing, beautiful, sexy, smart, intelligent woman I ever met in my life. I love you more than anything in the world, as you know.
You know if I'm married again?
What I want to say is, we should marry me.
Let's go into it, since Pap makes a compelling argument for support. He helped keep Remy afloat throughout her roughest years, and now when it's time to talk about who should be assisting whom, the statistics don't back her, and when it comes to money, things become sticky. See Remy. Remy has been holding off signing the divorce papers since she understands Pap's financial situation is much different from Maz, who has an estimated net worth of $4 million. When she signs, the alimony payments will begin to arrive in her bank account quickly. Remy has never been as popular on reality TV as Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, but she has a regular income from album sales. Oh, and she's been raking in money from programs like Love and Hip Hop, as well as apparel and sponsorship deals. Royalties. Not to be missed is her 2006 first album, which is based on a real tale. Remy did not become a household name, but she remained relevant and was nominated 4 times for Best Female Hip Hop Artist at the BET Awards, winning 1. And that is not all. Nothing, yet the issue is present. Pap stayed at her side throughout the process of building her company, making sacrifices, and supporting the family. Now since she has the larger bag, she looks to be the one who may be obliged to pay, which is why the divorce is taking so long. Remy does not want those monthly payments debited from her account, since the courts will guarantee that Pap gets what he is entitled to as soon as she releases him.
God, first and foremost, I've been through a lot. For everybody.
To be really honest, she wasn't simply sitting in a jail hoping for people to forget about her. She was still creating waves in the music business and producing mixtapes to retain her image. But you know who, Papoose, was out there, working hard to make sure those mixtapes were not forgotten. He was in charge of marketing her songs, making calls, negotiating agreements, and managing her brand. You may be certain that it wasn't only love. A lot of effort was put in. Consider this. Remy carries a lot of money in his pockets. Remy's career may have ended after she was gone for 6 years, which is enough time for a rapper's career to go completely wrong. Remy's career did not end, however, since Pap was out here moving like a. When she finally came out in 2014, she didn't have to start again since she went home to an audience that was still waiting for her. He was promoting her mixtapes, finding the right people to listen, and preserving the Remy Ma brand. Why did it happen? Because Remy wasn't the only one who made sacrifices in their marriage. Pop worked just as hard to ensure that she didn't come home poor, and now that she had a higher wage, others argue that if anybody deserved alimony, it was him because Pop kept it down. You may be certain that the courts will consider all of this when considering money.
After you got sentenced, because you just knew he was, you just knew he was on it. Yeah. And I thought that was like a real stand-up thing to do.
He's one of a kind. I could definitely say that.
Remy wasn't just returning to the real world when she exited those prison gates in 2014. She was also embracing a new level of celebrity. Guess who was there to make sure her comeback was nothing short of legendary? Papoose didn't just. To reignite their passion, they immediately turned to television. VH1's Love and Hip Hop New York was the perfect platform for them to tell their story. And it's crucial to note that this wasn't just Remy's homecoming. Pap was a star in his own right, adding to the storyline rather than just offering support. Fans were drawn to their relationship, their struggles, their family life, and the way Pop kept Remy grounded through it all. Let's face it, Those episodes were lucrative. They had chemistry, ups and downs, and most importantly, people weren't just watching for Remy. They handled their post-prison life, making for excellent television. And guess who made sure the checks kept coming in? Papoose. They didn't stop there. They secured spin-offs, countless guest appearances, and a complete brand centered on their relationship. But let's face it, clearly, someone other than Remy profited from those VH1 bags. When people allege that Pap didn't contribute to those TV checks, they must have meant that Pap was just as big of a star as she was, rather than a supporting character in the background. The guy wasn't just standing next to Remy, he was on business. Thus, he was watching a separate program.
Besides the great performances, it was one small, tiny, itsy-bitsy incident with Rye and one of Angie's friends, but it was nothing.
Trying to sweep someone under the rug?
It was one little fight. Nowhere near me. Like a football field.
Remy Ma's 2018 fashion line, the Remy Ma collection, was more than just apparel. It was about making a statement, and guess who was there to ensure that everyone knew about it? Papoose. This was more than just. Every collection served a deeper role. Remy was dedicated to assisting women and families affected by imprisonment. Therefore, a percentage of his profits were given to this cause. However, let's face it, a noble cause alone won't sell a clothing line. True advertising is required. He wasn't just watching Remy do her thing. He was actively promoting the brand. He rocked it. Real hustling and exposure. Who made that happen? Pop. When the menswear brand visited events, it made sure it was getting attention and doing the kind of job that when prominent businesses want to promote their goods, they spend hundreds, if not millions, of dollars on celebrity endorsements. Remy didn't have to pay for that marketing since Pap was already involved. But consider this. Businesses pay influencers a lot of money. Pap was more than just a silent supporter. He was a driving force behind the scenes, ensuring that Remy's brand continued to grow. He handled the brand as if it were his own, ensuring that the collection was the focal point of all events, interviews, and appearances. Pap's fingerprints were all over a lot of that success, so when people discuss how Remy acquired the bag, they should give credit where it is due.
Miss Remy Ma, Mr. Papoose, really the hip-hop's Hollywood couple right now. Y'all need y'all.
One example of Papa's devotion is what he did for Remy Ma's kid. While Remy served her jail sentence, her adolescent son Jason Scott was not left to fend for himself. Instead, Papoose stepped up in it. He became a full-time father figure rather than just checking in on occasion like most men do. Raising a kid is a responsibility, but Pap went above and beyond by caring for another man's son while his wife is in prison. This is when the narrative takes a terrible turn. Even after it was published and life was supposed to resume normalcy, tragedy was revealed. The family ensured Jason's well-being and provided him with the stability that most children in that situation lack. It came into their lives in 2021 when Jason Scott was arrested and accused of first-degree murder for a gunshot death in Queens, New York. The case shook the whole family, leaving many for years wondering what went wrong. There was nothing Pap could do to keep the boy going. The proper approach, but sometimes, no matter how much discipline and affection you provide, the streets have a way of attracting individuals. This wasn't only about Jason's choices, it was also about how much Pap sacrificed to keep him out of trouble while Remy was in prison. Papa wasn't only waiting for her, he was also looking after all she'd left behind. That degree of dedication cannot be monetized.
Jason Scott has been arrested in connection to a murder in Queens that dates back to 2021. Investigators are looking into the possibility that it was a...
After all these years, that Remy Ma and Papoose finally and call it quits. That man got sent home. Like, ma'am, I sat here all this time and waited on you as a man. Because you know that's what women do. That's what women will wait on you. But man, after you got sentenced, matter of fact, before you even got sentenced, men move on. And they be having about 5, 6, 7, 10 women lined up to wait. But this man waited on you while you was locked up. They wouldn't let you out. And I'm talking about he got him a little thunder. Sis is young, pretty. She got her own thing going on, so it ain't like it's one of these little fans or nothing, maybe up against something. Yeah. And you hurt. Now, you probably was the one in the relationship that was the abusive one. You probably was mental abuse. That man probably was real chill mode. You probably did him real dirty behind closed doors. And he's stuck in the pain. and stay with you while you did him dirty. But now it's over with, baby. Karma is something else. Yeah, karma. My fact, it ain't even karma. It's just that man know his worth and he leaving you where you stand at. That done. Yeah, ain't no more us. Baby, take that ring off. Take it off, baby, take it off.
One aspect of this turbulent divorce is very obvious. Remy Ma's hesitation is reasonable since once she signs those forms, she is granting Pap permission to come for the alimony payment. Who is more annoyed by the whole situation? It looks like she is not intending to allow it to happen. Claressa shields because Remy isn't just extending this divorce to pacify sentiments from the past, but rather is anticipating the next stage of Claire's life and Pop's. She does not sit around and allow anybody to stop her from being happy. She knows what she wants and wants to establish a future with Pop. This is not a casual relationship for her, CLA. Essa is loving herself out here. Not only does she refer to him as her king, her rock, and everything, but she also makes a point of showing up for him, supporting him, and letting everyone know that she isn't just interested in becoming his new girlfriend. Claire is in this for the long haul with Remy, and now that she realizes that she's behaving differently because if Pap goes on and marries Claressa, then all Remy had with him is gone. And from the outside, the issue now is how long Remy can keep playing this game until it backfires, even if it seems that she is postponing the divorce to prevent Pap from fully embracing his new lifestyle.
But I'm happy to, love somebody who wanna, love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? He is such a sweetheart. And nobody tell him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past. And how you speak to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's not one of those things I was like, I want to keep.
Now that Claressa Shields is out there trying to live her best life with her Papoose, there is just one problem. Remy Ma refuses to let go, sis. What's the holdup? How are you out there enjoying your life and moving on with a whole other guy who, incidentally, has already replaced you while you're still delaying filing the divorce papers? Pat is not the only one who is irritated because things do not add up. How long does Claressa have to wait until enough is enough? Let's face it, if Remy was really over Pap, she would have let him go by now. So why is she still with him? Claressa's tolerance is running thin. She's committed to giving him love, staying by his side, and putting up with all of this additional baggage. Holding on to this dead marriage as if her life depended on it, while others accuse her of being selfish for not allowing Pap to be happy since she knows he's finally met someone who really loves him. Others are glaring at her, stating that this isn't about love at all. Act as if he wasn't the one who kept her reputation alive and made sure she had a profession to fall back on now that she had money and success. Is she concerned that P may steal what he owes? Oh, and don't forget that while Remy is out here procrastinating, Claressa has done being nice and has started calling him king, showing him what it's like to be genuinely. The real issue is what Pap will do if Remy drives this out much longer, since a man must finally make a decision. Will he continue to wait for a woman to sign the papers? Claressa isn't interested in waiting forever since she doesn't like games, drama, or waiting around for an ex who refuses to sign the papers. Refuses to let go, or does he take control of his life and pursue the issue? Let's face it, if Claressa believes that this matter will never be handled, would she stay? One thing is certain, she will not play second fiddle to a subject that should have been addressed long ago. So I had to ask my stars and hushers, what do you think? Do you believe Remy will continue to wait, or will she ultimately say enough and go on? Please leave your opinions in the comments area, click the like button, and subscribe to ensure you don't miss out on the latest tea. Do you believe Remy is still holding on because she secretly wants Pap back, or is she simply trying to escape the alimony payments? Watch the video below because, trust me, if you thought this was a catastrophe, you'll be astonished at what happens next.